Always love it when I hear the intro. Hey, welcome to the Coach Martin Show. I'm your host, Coach Martin, and today's topic is rules for starting a business. So this applies to a couple different areas. One, if you're maybe you've never even started a business before, you've never owned it, but you've always wanted to. Maybe it's been tucked in your heart for years, for a long time, and you're like, man, I've always wanted to start a business, but I have no idea. I'm kind of clueless. I don't know what direction to go. Or maybe you have a business, but you've been doing it for a while and it just isn't working. Either way, these three rules are going to apply to you big time. So it's rules for starting a business, and I'm going to give you three reasons, in my opinion, that you have to have in place for this business to be able to be successful. So when you think about it, I want you to write this down. These are super, super easy, but they're super, super important. So number one, you have to have a why. So if you are thinking of starting a business, I want you to think about why you want to start a business. So why do you want to start a business? If your why is just, hey, I want to make a little bit more money, I mean, that's a why 100%. I don't want to discount it. But you want your why to be strong. I tell people all the time, your why has to be big. You have to have a big why. Now, maybe you're thinking, Coach, why do you have to have a big why? Here's the deal. Business is not easy. And we know in the United States, most businesses fail. Now, I don't want to say that to discourage you. I want to prepare you that it's, there's going to be work involved and it's not going to be easy. And what happens is a lot of times as we're in business and we start coming up with all these challenges and pitfalls, right? A lot of times people leave the business, right? When the going gets tough, you either are going to keep going or you're going to get out of the game. So you have to have a big why that keeps you in the game. So if your why is big, right, it'll allow you to stay in the game a lot longer. So I want you to really think about what is your why? I know when my wife and I sat down and we decided to make this journey, as far as this last business, we looked at what our why was. Our why is we want to make impact and influence people, for the kingdom. We want to be able to leave an amazing inheritance to our children's children, right? We want to be able to set them up. And we knew that just by being an employee, right, we weren't really going to be able to do that. Sure, we can leave them, what we have, but it's going to be limited, right? So we want to be able to, leave abundance, right, to our children and to our grandchildren and to our great-grandchildren one day, right, moving forward. So you got to have a why, and it needs to be big. So number one, what is your why, right? Number two, what problem are you going to solve? So if you're just thinking, well, man, I want to start a business and this is what it's going to be, I'm going to ask you, hold on that. Ask yourself, what problem does it solve? Because if you can solve a problem, a big problem, your business, the odds are it's going to be way more profitable than if you're creating a business that really doesn't solve a problem. So you got to solve a problem. So ask yourself, what are the problems that are out there and which one do you want to solve, right? So look at it that way. And when you're thinking about, and then maybe you're thinking, hey, I got it, this is what I want to do, then ask yourself, like, how many people potentially have that problem? So that would be your target audience, right, or your avatar. So think of like how many, now if your target audience is 100,000 people, right, worldwide, that's not very big. So you don't have a big pool to really go after. So you're going to want to ask yourself, what problem are you going to solve, right? How big is that pool? Hopefully it's gigantic. And that's a good route to be able to look at. So number one, your why. Number two, what problem are you going to solve? Now, here's the third piece, and this is important. This is the piece that most people ignore. And in my opinion, this is the main reason why so many businesses fail, right? Number three, you got to skill up. You have to get better, right? When you're better, the things that you do work. The things that you do get better, right? So you have to get better. You have to skill up. You have to constantly be learning. You have to be a black belt in the areas that we're talking about. So if your business is A, B, and C, you need to be a black belt in A, B, and C. And a lot of times I think we just think, well, we're a business owner, we don't really need to do that. No, you need to do that even more, right? So you have to get better. Go to training, go to classes, go get mentors. You should have multiple mentors. So you have a coach. If you are looking for one, I know a good one, right? But you need to have people in your life that are going to help you get better. Everyone needs to have mentors, right? Joshua was a mighty, mighty, mighty man of God, had a mentor. Everyone has mentors. So you're going to want to skill up. And trust me, if you keep it super simple, don't have 100 items, just these 3 items. If you take them to heart and you do them correctly, right, and you do them with intention, right, odds are your business is not only going to be a business, but it's going to work and it's going to be thriving. So number one, we'll recap what's your why and have a big why, a big why. Number two, what problem are you going to solve? I'll give you a quick example on us. So we, on Sportsbox, we solve a problem. So there's a lot of athletes out there that are looking to get recruited. We have a lot of men and women that want to jump into this college recruiting space because it's such a big space. So we basically give them an overnight business. They just add water and hustle, right? So it's all done for them. They get to white label. They get to earn income now, not just from athletes, but from 15, 16 different areas, right? That allows them to be able to have a very profitable business in a shorter amount of time than having to spend forever figuring it out, right? So that's the problem that we're trying to solve. What problem are you trying to solve? And number three, you have to skill up, and that's every day. Every day get better. Get better today than you were yesterday. And if you keep that model in mind, you're going to help a lot of people. So, hey, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Go to thecoachmartinshow.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next week, we are out.